Hey guys, today we're talking about the Ascendants through Vedic Astrology series. We are on the Pisces Ascendant now, and so let's get into it. If you don't know what your Ascendant is, then the Ascendant is basically the sign that was rising in the east at the time of your birth. The Ascendant changes every couple of hours. And in Vedic astrology, another term for the ascendant is called your lagna, which means that which has been screwed into place. This means that at the time of your birth, the positioning of the planets as they shine down on you basically mounts your individual personality, past life karma, your passions, your soul desire, your family life, career, and all that into place. And so, if you don't know what your ascendant is, then you can get a astrology reading right here at vincent.thunderwizard.com, and it's we're currently running a special now. It's 30% off. It's only $75, and it includes a bunch of good stuff to know within your chart, like your ascendant, which is what we're talking about today, your sun sign, your moon sign, your Atmakarka, which is the planet that wants to guide you through your life lesson, your Dharma Devata, your Palana Devata, your Ishta Devata, basically the planets and deities that want to work with you to help you, to bless you, and to give you some spiritual liberation, as well as financial security, things like that. So it's all great stuff to know. So now we are talking about Pisces Ascendant. So also, if you wanted that Thunder Vedic Astrology reading, go to vincent.thunderwizard.com. It'll be available there. It's 30% off through the end of March. So let's get into Pisces Ascendant. So Pisces Ascendants like isolation. They like being in their own world. They like being behind the scenes. They like being in a secluded space, or in nature, or in a temple, away from society, basically. Yeah. So let's talk about the 12 houses in the Pisces Ascendant chart. So we have Pisces Ascendant, and then we have Aries in the second house. So let's talk about that. Aries is taking action, and the second house is money, work, income, daily routines, values, priorities, habits, work ethic, things like that. So someone with this placement may grow up in an energetic, active family who goes on adventures and does outdoor activities together. If Mars is well placed, but it could be very toxic and violent, a violent upbringing if Mars is debilitated, because Mars rules Aries, so that's an important placement to look at. So then we have Taurus in the third house. And Taurus is what you value, and third house is communication, thinking, siblings, social activities, neighbors, early education. And so someone with this placement will be a great communicator. Why is this? Because Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is all about like the nice things, the beauty, the art, the pleasantries and nice in life. And so they'll be a great communicator. They're very diplomatic, very fair and friendly in their speech and communication with others. And this has a lot to do with the Venus placement as well in their chart. Now continuing to Gemini in the fourth house. Gemini is communication. Fourth house is home, mother, foundations, family, emotions, and self-care. So someone with this placement will be very talkative within their home, within their home environment. Their relationship with their mother will become stronger through good communication, and so that's another good sign. And so the person is very talkative in their home environment. So then moving on, we have Cancer in the fifth house. Now Cancer is emotions, and the fifth house is romance, play, creativity, fertility, joy, self-expression, and drama. And so someone with this placement needs to have an emotional connection to in their romantic life. They can't just do typically they can't just do like a one-night stand. They'll need to be more emotionally involved than something like that. They're very creative and expressive with their emotions. Very, I would say self-expressive and like show their emotions. Well, the good thing about this placement is that they can channel their emotions and output them and express them in a creative way or an artistic way. So it's a pretty good placement. It's really interesting. So then we have Leo in the sixth house, and Leo is self-expression, and the sixth house is health, fitness, pets, work habits, organization, usefulness, and service. And so someone with this placement will be maybe very conscious about their health and fitness, and this will become a big part of their self-image. And why is this? Because Leo, Sun rules Leo, and Sun is all about the self-image, the ego, and things like that. And so with Leo in the sixth house, things like health and fitness become very important to the ego of the person. So that's an interesting placement. Alright, so moving on to Virgo in the seventh house. Virgo is analytical. Seventh house is relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, and sharing. And so someone with this placement will find a very realistic, grounded spouse who is very communicative, intelligent, and articulate about getting practical things done. So unlike Pisces is kind of the opposite of that. They're very in their own world, basically. Their focus is on spirituality and the other world and just all kinds of esoteric things. Whereas this Virgo in the seventh house is so that represents like your partner, your spouse, and that means that your spouse will be very grounded, very practical, very getting things done in physical reality while you're off daydreaming, basically. So it's an interesting placement. It's a everybody needs their someone to complement their personality. Like for instance, having someone who will do this while you do that, like basically find your other half to get things done and complete yourself. So it's an interesting placement for sure. So then moving on to Libra in the eighth house. Now Libra is balance, and the eighth house is birth, death, sex, transformation, merging energies, shared finances, inheritance, assets, property, real estate, and joint ventures. And someone with this placement will be very fortunate concerning they'll be very fortunate concerning sudden changes, things like shared finances, joint assets, and things like that, because Libra is balanced, and so they'll be very balanced in this area. And even like the eighth house is especially like sudden ups and downs, sudden life changes, things like that. It's it's a very, very tumultuous sign or house, and so Libra kind of offsets this like energy of like transforming and changing and things like that. So they'll have a pretty balanced life, and they won't have like sudden dramatic changes in their life. So that's a good sign. So then we have Scorpio in the ninth house, and Scorpio is transformation, and the ninth house is international travel, wisdom, philosophy, religion, higher education, foreign cultures, and learning. And so someone with this placement will want to dig deep into the essence of all religion. They'll want to go deep into religion, philosophy, even higher education. Like they'll want to know like the deepest secrets of religion and philosophy and things like that. And so they'll make great scholars and teachers and things like that. So it's a pretty cool placement. These people are very esoteric and very spiritual. They'll be very into possibly the occult, things like that. It's a very interesting sign or placement. So next we have Sagittarius in the 10th house. Now Sagittarius is things like philosophy, and the 10th house is career. So the 10th house is career, long-term achievements, status, reputation, public image, fame, fathers, and experts. So someone with this placement may have a career in philosophy, in religion, in higher education, or in spirituality. They're natural priests and gurus. They can also be good financial advisors, and that's because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So then we have Sagittarius in the 10th house, so that kind of contributes to a good career. And this is why I say like these people would make excellent philosophers or religious studies professors or things like that. It's an interesting placement. It's it's pretty cool. So moving on to Capricorn in the 11th house. Capricorn is hard work, and the 11th house is groups, friends, humanitarianism, technology, the future, hopes and wishes, things like that. And so someone with this placement may find it hard to make long-lasting friendships. Why is that? Because Saturn rules Capricorn, and we have basically Capricorn or Saturn in the 11th house of friendships, groups, humanitarianism, things like that. And so this person will be basically isolated from a lot of friends and groups and things like that. So yeah, they'll find it hard to make friends or long-lasting friends, because Saturn is also the slowest moving planet. So even if they did make friends, it's probably a short-term thing. So it's hard to make long-lasting friendships for these people. This is also a sign that their wealth may be delayed until later in life, because again we have the 11th house, which is also ruling the future, hopes and wishes, basically like so it's basically Capricorn is basically like the hard work, and then Aquarius, or well, the 10th house is hard work, and then Aquarius is the payoff after the hard work. So it's benefits and things like that. So with Capricorn here, or with Saturn here, we have because Saturn rules Capricorn, so basically we have Saturn's sign ruling the 11th house. So yeah, so the wealth of this person may be delayed until they're like later in life, like 40 or or even later. So it's an interesting placement. It's definitely going to be harder to achieve long-lasting wealth for these people. So then we have Aquarius in the 12th house. Now Aquarius is utopian desires, and the 12th house is spirituality, healing, solitude, karma, the afterlife, and the unconscious mind. So someone with this placement may attain their wealth in foreign places, or through spiritual knowledge, again with Pisces being the spiritual sign. All those great placements with philosophy and religion and stuff like that. They will make financial gains by selling their knowledge. They may become consultants, counselors, or advisors, even philosophers, or spiritual leaders of some kind. So yeah, this does it for the Pisces Ascendant video. So if you'd like, once again, to get a Vedic Astrology reading, go to vincent.thunderwizard.com, and we have a sale going. It's 30% off. That's $75 through March 31st. So it's a good time to go ahead and get that reading if you've been wanting to get one but just haven't found the money or whatever. It's 30% off, so yeah, it's as best time as any, and my prices are only going up. I probably won't do another 30% off sale for another year or so. So, alright guys, thanks. It's been fun. Peace.